Hi everyone, welcome back to Blessings from the Garden. My name is Soraya. Today is February 19, 2025, and I'm going to take you along in our garden to see what we have been growing since the year has started. We have we have some ups and downs, yes, but we do have some stuff in the garden that is growing, and so I'm going to take you along to see what we're actually growing. Our aim is to grow as much food for 2025 to be self-sufficient, but to not to be self-sufficient from God, but from the system. So we are trying to grow as much vegetable as we can, and that is one way that we can be self-sufficient. All right, so come along with me for this tour. I do hope that you will enjoy it. All right, guys. So this is a tomato plant. It's a pure tomato plant, but this branch um, has fallen down a bit. So I'm going to just tie it up right now. We have been getting some breeze, so that is what is happening to the plants. So I have to just reinforce the plant a bit so that the fruits are not damaged. All right, so I'm just securing this so that, as I said before, I don't want the fruits to get damaged. So just helping out the plant a bit. All right, so we have a pure tomato plant right here. And next to it, we have this purple, I think this is purple broccoli or cauliflower. Let me check the label to be sure. Oh, this is a purple cauliflower. That is going in this container. So this is the container that is next to it. All right, so I'll have to stake this up a bit. So this is the purple cauliflower in this container. All right, so I'm staking this plant just to ensure that it will not be broken in the wind. All right, so this is a cauliflower plant, as I said before, and this is the purple variety. We have grown the other varieties, the white one. So we are hoping that we will get an actual cauliflower head from this plant. All right, so hoping for the best, guys. All right, so in these containers, we have different varieties of pak choys or brassicas. This is a Asian green. This is a pak choy. This is a green mustard, and over here also we do have a green mustard, and next to that we have this green Shanghai pak choy. All right, so this tomato plant now, guys, look at this. This is what has been happening, as I said before. We can't seem to figure out what is happening. We don't know if it's something from the environment or it's a fungal disease. We don't know what it is, but most of our tomato plants are behaving like this. And we did have some plants before, some seedlings prior to now, during last year when we had the rains, but those got damaged. So we were at a late start with our tomato plants. And this is the result of our late start. But we do have two big fruits on this one. This is a old German tomato. All right, so these are the two big fruits that are on it. The fruits are supposed to turn the color of a pinkish color, if my memory serves me right. So these fruits are so massive. A pity that these blooms are not developed. They are turning brown, or they have turned brown. And this is what has been happening to our blooms and also to the leaves as well. But we do have two fruits on the fruit. We do have two fruits on the plant. All right, now take a look here. This is one of the branch from the said tomato plant. So hopefully when we do harvest those fruits, we're going to cut back the plant and then see if we will get more fruits from it. But we did plant out some more seeds. So hopefully those will grow and we'll get some fruits from them. Hopefully, guys, hopefully. All right, so we do have our corns coming up in this container. And as you can see, we have a corn here. There are some right here. And there's another one on this corn stalk. And they're growing lovely. They're growing pretty lovely. Hopefully we'll get some reasonable harvest. Even if it's one corn or two corns that are fully formed, then we'll just be grateful, all right? Just be grateful if it's one or two corns that are fully formed. All right, so at the base of the corns, we do have some string beans, and they do not have any blossoms yet. So hopefully by next week, we'll get some blossoms on these string bean plants. And these are all growing in a container, as you can see. Next to that container, we do have a plant, and this is a cucumber plant. So this is a patio cucumber plant, so it won't grow that big. Alright guys, we do have some dashings here. So we have these dashings that are growing in this container. Look at the size of the container. And we have gotten this about probably a month or two ago, and they're growing pretty fast. And we do have one other container with a dashing plant, but that container is much smaller, so hence we only put one dashing plant in it. And of course you can see we do have some callaloo plants coming up in the containers. You only need to plant callaloo once, and then every single time you'll get callaloo plants all over your garden, because once they go to seed, these seeds fly all over the place, and then you'll not be out of callaloo. All right. All right. So this is one other tomato plant, and as you can see, the blooms. I'm not sure what's happening. They're turning brown, as I said before. I don't remember the name of this tomato plant. There was a label in the container. The label just disappeared. I don't know why or how. And again, at the base of this one, we have some beans. These are not string beans, but some other type of beans. Don't remember the name of the beans. But there are two varieties in this container. And we are hoping that the plants will actually put out some blooms and we get some beans. Again, there's a branch here that is coming off this tomato plant. So if needs be, if we have to cut it and then let this branch grow to produce some new growth along this main branch, we will do that. But we're just going to wait it out a bit and see what is happening and then assess it after that. Plants are here. They are more than one root right in this section, and they have been producing for us non-stop. And so we harvest, so they are producing, and there are more growing on the plant to be harvested. But this is for a next time, not now. All right, so we have turmerics growing in this container right here. So there are turmerics here, and there's another set right over that side in that. Two other containers that have turmeric as well. All right, guys, so we have one more factory plant here, and this needs to be harvested pretty soon. And inside the same container, we do have a tomato plant. We're seeing some flowers, but we're not seeing any fruits. On this table, we have some brassicas. We have two red cabbages right here, and the rest are pak choys. So these are pak choys. We just put them in a couple days ago, and they're going well. In this grow bag, we do have a tomato plant. No, two tomato plants. They are not fruiting. There are no blossoms on. And we do have two young seedlings, and these are pak choys as well. So we try to plant as much in a small space, and that is called companion planting. All right, so this is colored greens, and there are some aphids that were on it, and what Latoya did was to spray it with some milk, and you can use either spoiled milk or regular milk, and you'll have to do that on more than one occasion to really get um, the aphids to come off the plant. But I'm seeing some right here. I'm not sure if these are some little eggs or what. But let me just take them off. I don't know what these are. So you have to apply the milk probably about one or two occasions and just watch it and see what will be the result. But the milk solution really works. I can't give you a formula like say how many milk to how many water, but you can do half and half, all right? And it works because I'm not really seeing the aphids. Okay, all right. All right, so in this container, and this is the size of the container, we have 2 tomato plants. I think these are salad tomatoes. They should be salad tomatoes, the fruits, that is. Um, and as you can see, we have some gungo plants coming up. What we did was to use the trash to bulk up the weight so as not to use as much soil in the container. But we do have some gungo plants coming through. So we might use them as green fertilizer or green manure. And you know that Stacey, that's Gardening with Stacey, did a video on that, green fertilizer. So we might take out a plant or two and use the rest as green manure. All right, so this container has a pak choy seeding in, and we do have a lot of pak choy seedings all over the place. So what we'll do is to transfer or plant or pot up any container that is emptied after we have harvested. We just replace that with some other plant. This is a Suyolong cucumber plant. This plant, that is. And this other one, I think this is a patio cucumber plant. So we have 2 cucumber plants in this size container. And we do have it in this raised bed. All right, so in this bed, we do have a lot of stuff growing. We have 2 spinach plants here. And next to this one, we do have an okra plant. In this bed, we do have some sweet potato vines. I'm not sure how successful this will be because around here doesn't get a lot of sun. But I had the vines, so I just put them in. All right, we also do have some Cuban oregano scattered in the bed, and they're looking quite lovely. So we do have a lot of food in the garden. It's just the space needed to plant them out because as you can see here, we have some seedlings again. We have some eggplant seedlings. Here we have a mixture of brassicas, different brassicas. We have cabbages, pak choys in these 2 containers. Over here, this is, let me remember. Yes, green mustard. Over here should be the red mustard. Right. I don't remember what these containers. Oh, this one has okra. Okay, the label is there. For this one, I don't remember. Hopefully when it pops up, we can know what that is. As we said before in many videos, you can repurpose what you have. This is a dish drainer that we have repurposed, and we use one of the soil bags as a planter, right? Now in this container we do have some pepper seedlings. We also have some brassicas coming up. These look like some red cabbages. Yes, more peppers are here. Oh, these are some tomato seedlings. So those are the tomato seedlings. That's how they look when they're pretty young. And this is a fern, a type of fern. Don't want it in here, so let me take it out. And we do have rosemaries in this container. So this container doesn't get a lot of nutrients because these are just seedlings. And not only that, we do that because also the rosemaries, they don't like a lot of feeding. Alright, so they will grow in poor soil conditions. Alright, so we are onto our tomato plants. That's the cherry fall tomato. So we have 2 of them that are producing. This one is not yet producing. This is supposed to be a tiny tim tomato. We have saved the seed, but it's not true to form, as you can see. This is not a tiny tim tomato plant. The tiny tim tomato plants are very small plants. All right, so over here now, I'm going to harvest from our cherry fall tomato plants. This is one, and the other one is over here. So I'm going to get them before the birds get to them. And as you can see, this one is planted in a basket, hanging basket. So you can do your planting in hanging baskets as well. Not only that, the other one that I'll show you in a few seconds is planted in a makeshift hanging basket. All right, so I'm getting the different types of tomatoes that are different in maturity or in color. So I'm taking all the colors. They will actually or eventually get to the red state. I'm just taking them because we don't want to lose them. Again, use what you have in the garden. So the cocoa core coil thing actually got damaged. So we use the iCool water bottle to sit in this section of the planter, and it works. Right, so this is a hanging basket. All right, contains the same tomato, which is the cherry fall tomato. So I'm taking those fruits as well from it. And you notice the structure of this tomato plant as well. The leaves are also brown. But thank God that we do have some fruit on it. I think tomato fell. And there's one somewhere over there. I'm going to get it soon. All right, so we do have a lot of things in here. We have a big spinach plant here. We have some pak choys here. More spinach plants over that side because the seeds will just fall and then they will germinate and the plants will spring up. So we have spinaches over there, pak choys over there, and of course some half-dead tomato plants that we need to take out of the garden. We have some leeks growing in this container and they're doing pretty well. Alright, so this was supposed to be the Tiny Tim tomato plant. Well, it's not Tiny Tim at all. Just taking this one off and allowing this one to stay, but there are more blossoms on. So hopefully these will keep. And what we did with our tomato plants yesterday or last evening, we gave them some banana water just to ensure that the blooms keep on the plant. And this is, what's this? This is a purple kohlrabi, and we have never eaten this. We have sown more than one seeds, but only one came up, so we'll have to start one other set. And I did some research, and they say that it tastes like a cabbage, so a mix between cabbage and turnip. I'm not sure, some persons call it German cabbage, but this is a purple kohlrabi. And in this container, this little container, we do have some beets growing. They're very small. Not sure what's happening with these beets, but we need to get it right with our beets. And not only that, with our carrots. So we need to start some carrot seeds pretty soon. In this container, we do have some leeks again. So these are the bigger sets over this bed. And we do need to water. So we had a lot of wind and sun. So everything is pretty dry. But we do need to water. We sowed some corn seeds in this bed a couple of days ago. They have not yet germinated. And this is a cucumber plant that looks like it's damaged at the bottom. And we do have cats running in the garden. So this might be as a result of one of them. And this is dying or going to die shortly, as you can see right here. Right, so yeah. In this bed we do have beans. Oh, we do have beans. Beans are here. I'm seeing some beans on the plants. And I think these are supposed to be some broad beans, I think. If my memory, yes, some form of broad beans. And we do need to fertilize them. I'm not sure how much we need to fertilize beans. because they're supposed to be nitrogen fixers. But we're going to spruce them up a bit. So they're on the plant. Some beans are on the plant. Some beans are definitely on the plant. Yes. I'm not sure if this will save or can be saved. A lot of times when I put some soil around this off camera and see it goes from there. As well, in the bed we do have an okra plant. The leaves were all damaged, so we did trim the leaves and leave these ones here. And there's a branch coming. Well, there are more than one branches along the main stem, and it is putting on some fruits up here. So pretty soon we'll be able to harvest from this. In this container, we do have some sweet potato vines growing, and this variety, these are the purple sweet potato vines. And what happened is that the vines actually, one of the vines actually rooted in this bed. So I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to allow it to do its thing and see if we get anything out of that bed. Along the side, we do our next container, and it has a cucumber plant in it, all blossoms, but no fruit. One of the things that we have observed is that we do have flowers in the garden, but we are not seeing the bees like we once did. I'm not sure what's happening, but somebody from my workplace also who has a bit of gardening under our belt also noticed that there are no bees in our garden. So we're wondering what is happening. We don't know. We're observing, but there are no bees, hardly any bees in the garden. So let us know if that is the case for you in Jamaica, if you have any bees or don't have any bees. Now, this container that contains the tomato plant has a lettuce plant in it, and this is what is called going to seed. So the plant will push out a main stalk like this, and then there are some flower buds here. So when the flower buds are matured, they'll get brown, and then you can collect the seeds. So we do allow the plants to go to seed, some of them, because we do want to save money. We don't want to buy seeds every time. That's one. And two, the plants are acclimatized to our environment, so we don't have to learn about them again. So that is another way or another reason why you need to save your seeds. All right. Oh, in the same container, we do have a beet growing, so you can maximize your space as much as possible. Now, in this container, we do have some onions, and that's green onions growing. And at the base, we do have some lettuces, so different types. I'm not sure the variety. It was a mixed pack, so there are different varieties in here. And also in the same container, we do have a pak choy growing. The garlics that we have planted out together some time ago, they're doing pretty well. Some are growing faster than some, as you can see. But yeah, this is an indication that they're going to grow still, but they're just growing a bit slower. So they're doing pretty well. And we did put some pak choy seedlings in. And this one we have to do about 3 times because something keep on taking out the seedling. So we replaced it. So we have different pak choys going in the same container. And we do have some garlic planted in this container. Well, not one container here, but 3 containers here. This is supposed to be a garlic. I'm not sure what's happening to it. And beside it, we have a young seedling right here. This is bigger pak choy seedling, so it will mature very soon. Here we have a container that has, I think this is a beetroot, brassica, and this is a tomato plant. And we have some leaf miners on this plant, so let me take it off. Alright, so this is a banana leg tomato plant. We have planted a lot of tomato plants out last year, but because of the rains, as I said before, So hopefully we'll get some form of fruit from this plant. This is another tomato plant, and this is the, I think this one is a chocolate pear. And the first pear tomato was yellow pear, but I'm looking for the label. The label was in. Something keep on pulling out the labels, but if I'm not mistaken, this one is a chocolate pear tomato plant. It has some fruits. Fruits are on the plant. All right. And this other tomato that is growing in this container needs to be watered. So we do have some fruits. And this is the gold nugget tomato. All right. We do have a container here that has quite a number of things. We do have a mini bell sweet pepper plant. These are two tomatillo plants. I think one is yellow and one is purple. And we do have gungo or pigeon peas seedlings in here. Don't have the space to put those seedlings, so they will have to be used as green manure. All right, wrong label. This is a wrong label. A crookneck squash was in this container, but wasn't doing so well, so we pulled it. And we have a suyo long cucumber plant here and a tomato plant in the same container. Tomato plant again here. This is another pear tomato. I'm not sure what variety, if it's chocolate or yellow, but we'll take whatever is given to us. And this is a cabbage plant, and we have a seedling in that container as well, which is a pak choi seedling. In this container, we have some more corns growing. We had some winds earlier on, so they're bowing a bit. So we'll have to deal with this some other time. All right, so we have two beds here next to each other. Pak choys are in this bed along with our habanero pepper plant, and we did trim this plant a bit some time ago, and we do have some new leaves that are growing on the plant. But at the base of it, we do have a lot of pak choy plants growing. Next to that bed is one other bed that we have corns in, we have tomato plants in, we have sweet pepper plants in, and we have, what is this? Cauliflower, snowball cauliflower plant. And at the base, we do have some younger seedlings, and these are some other pepper plants. And actually, we do have some pak choy seedlings as well. So a lot of food in the same bed. So as we reap, we do put in more stuff. So we do have succession planting, trying to do better at succession planting this time around. In these containers, pak choy, red cabbage. A type of pak choy is also here. We do have some other pak choy seedlings in this cabbage plant. We have a tomato. This is the orange hat or ox hat tomato. No, ox hat. I'm not sure what is this. Some hat tomato. And this is supposed to be this is a pink Carlo. Yes. Hopefully it grows because this one died back. All right. Behind me, we have one other plant, and this is the sweet pepper. No, not the sweet pepper. This is the habanero plant. It has some blooms on, so we're expecting some more big peppers this season. And we have our never-ending spinach plants from the neighbors, and a lot of seeds growing in our beds. So because of the seeds, look at the base of this bed, we do have a lot of spinach plants, right? So we will never be out of food because the seeds will just fall into the bed, and we do have new plants coming up. The hands are purple. In this container, we do have a beetroot. This is the blood beet, and this is supposed to be a cabbage plant. We need to treat this spinach plant. This particular one is turning yellow, so this needs some food. And we're having a hard time with this tomato plant. Yeah, but we're showing you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're showing you everything in the garden, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. That's a part of gardening. Everything will not be perfect, all right? So don't get too frustrated or sad that things are not growing well. Some things will grow well, some things won't grow well. And we just have to be grateful because we're getting food. Along this stretch, we don't have a big space. You might see a lot of food in here, but we don't have a lot of big space because when persons come in here and actually see the garden, they said, what? This is the space that you have? And yet we're growing so many things. We do pack the vegetables in the spaces as best as possible so that we can get as much food as possible. So along this stretch, we have a lot of cabbages. When I say a lot, we have 4 cabbages along with some beetroot, some pak choy seedlings coming up. We have this tomato plant. We have a pepper plant here. This is our cayenne red. Finally, I'm seeing some blooms. Okay. And we do have some beetroot seedlings that we need to pot. We did start the process. So these are what we did some time ago. We need to get on it and do another container. This is another pepper plant that we did prune back. These are growing. And we actually fed it with rabbit poop. And in this container, we have a tomato plant, red carlo, pak choy seedling, more tomato plants. And on this wall, we have to take care of this section. We thought that this cucumber plant gave up the ghost, but look at it, guys. We are having some fruits along this stem, this branch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to feed this and nurture this quite somewhat because look at the container that this is in. And we did harvest about 3 from it earlier up in the year. But this is the container. This is the container size. Look at it. So you can grow things in containers. Just make sure that you are feeding your containers well. We do have some purple or red spinach plants. All right. In these containers, the seeds will fall again and the plants will just spring up. This is a red carlo and more spinach seeds fell in here. So more spinach plants. Here we have some beans. One other set of string beans. These ones are not looking so good. Not sure what is happening, but we do see signs of fruit coming on soon. So the blossoms are there coming on. Hopefully we can even get a handful. That will be great. And then we'll just use these as green manure. And I think I'll just use this bed for pak choys. More tomatoes. This is a tomato. No, 2 tomato plants are in this container. They weren't doing so well, but they're springing to life. So hopefully we have some fruits from these. But and we do have more pak choy seedlings in just to find the space to put them. This is like a carrot. Not doing so well. We have to get you. Yeah, we have to do something with our carrots. We have to get the hang of that soon. Pak choys are here. More pak choys, different varieties. As you notice, the leaf structure. This is quite different from this one. We have more brassicas here. These are some collard greens. This is an aloe vera plant. More brassicas along the stretch. Collard greens. We have some seedlings going on here. More cabbages. So these are some seedling cabbages. In this container, and this needs to be harvested. So we might have to do a harvest video pretty soon. We have some pak choys that really need to come out of here. And look at this, guys. Look at Mr. Buggy. All right, there he goes. So there's a tomato plant in here. We have some scarlet kale. This one is not looking so hot. We have ox. Oh, hot tomato. These are not looking so hot as well. We have our tomato, not tomato, potato plants. You know the history about that, about those already. More tomatoes are here. We do. This is what? Oh, gold nugget tomato. So we let this stay on the plant. These stay on the plant until they're a bit more yellow before we harvest them. Um, this is a pepper plant, a Scotchy. Cena, yes, this is a fruit that's on it, and it has few blooms on them on the plant as well. All right, so going back to the tomato plant, so look at the clusters. We have a good package right here. In this container, we had a tomato plant, but we decided to take it out and put in two young seedlings, and these are Fabano peppers. Here we have this mammoth red cabbage. We did plant up more seedlings, so we want this particular cabbage to be in the garden because it is a showstopper. As you can see, look at it. Look how big the leaves are. Look at this one right here. Wow. Look how big these are, guys. These are massive. So we did plant out some more. Not sure where they are in the garden now, but we need to do some labeling. So I need to plant and label because I need about two more of these in the garden. This is a kale plant that is very massive. Look at the leaves. Thousand Island kale. We have another small one over there. We didn't show you, forgot about it, but this. These leaves are so humongous. All right. All right. We harvested a cabbage from here, which you saw. And actually, the stem, we left the stem in. And some things are going on it. So we'll take the leaves. They might not form cabbage heads, but we'll take the leaves and eat them just as they are. And we do have a tomato plant in the mix. We did drop a cabbage seed in there. I'm not seeing it sprouted yet. All right, so this section here, not looking so hot. This had a potato in it, didn't spring up. But these actually, the plants actually came up. They died back and they're springing back up. So I don't know what that is about, but they did die back and they're springing back up. So we're going to give them until about the middle of March. They're about to see what are in these containers. And as I said before, we don't need to plant out any callaloo, that is the green callaloo, because they're all over the place. Silvery fir tree tomato. Pity that we don't have more fruits on, but we take what we get. These tomatoes are looking pretty good. We have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 on the plant. All right. This was is a volunteer. Not sure what tomato plant it is, but it is in the same container with the silvery fir tree tomato. And you saw us planting out this some time ago. These are some leeks. Yes, leeks. Now this container has our yam, and this is the purple yam, the other container with our purple yam. And as you can see, the leaves are dying back. So pretty soon for sure, we will be able to harvest our purple yam. All right, we have, what is this? This is a radish, right? So I did harvest the leaves, some of the leaves, and add it to our steamed veg. And inside of it, we have a pepper plant. Some seedlings are in there. Some pak choy seedlings. Basil, purple basil in this container. Pak choy seedlings and some weeds. We have a sweet pepper plant here. This was the original sweet pepper plant that we did cut back, and the leaves are growing back at the base of that stem. And we need to do some weeding, of course. We have a plant there that's a pepper plant, and that's another pino pepper plant. Not the jalapeno, but the one that is not hot. I think I call it another pino pepper plant. This is a Romanesco cauliflower along with some pak choi seedlings. Pak choi seedling. This is a lettuce. These are some other seedlings. Ask me where we're going to put them. This looks like some tomatoes. Yes, tomato seedlings and pepper seedlings. So a lot of food in a small space. We're making a big impact. And these tomatoes are blushing. Look at the color on it. Only two we have received from this particular plant. But yeah, we have some more buds coming up. Hopefully they will hold, because we did give it some banana tea. We have some corns in this bed along with a pepper plant. This pepper plant is, alright, I know it's supposed to be the label is erased, the writing is erased because I used the wrong marker for this one. But this is supposed to be a sweet bell. And we do have some pak choys here and some smaller seedlings, pak choy, and some zinnias in the same bed. To the back of the bed, we have a Mariglobe tomato plant and one other tomato plant. Can't see the label from here. And this is one other tomato plant. This bed contains pak choy as well, along with a basil plant, corns, and next to the pak choy, we have a Chinese cabbage that is growing nicely. And to the right of the Chinese cabbage, we do have two sweet pepper plants, and they're putting on some fruits. Not sure if you can see them from there. All right, so we do have this cucumber. We'll take it pretty soon because we don't want it to turn yellow. But this is the plant that has produced that lovely cucumber. Quite a contrast, right? So I'm not sure what's happening with the flowers are on, but they're not being pollinated because there are no bees. And we do have our fruits. So in contrast, look at the plants in contrast to the fruit. So we do need to plant out. We do need to plant out more flowers. We do have flowers in the garden, but we do need to plant out some more to see if we can attract as much bees as possible. No bees at all. Alright guys, so that is what we're going for 2025. Today is February 19, I said. We do have a lot of stuff in the garden. Some of the things we haven't showed you yet. We're going to do that in another tour that is sometime next week. Not sure about that as yet. But we do have some fruit trees that we do need to show you and what is happening to them. So thank you for joining us today. If you're watching and you have not subscribed, please consider doing so to follow us on our journey in growing food in a tiny space, in containers and in ground beds. Thank you for those who have been supporting us throughout the 2 years that we have been on YouTube. We have done gardening before. We have started gardening before YouTube. So we are on YouTube about 2 years now. But thank you for your support. Thank you for newbies who have joined us. We do appreciate you. Continue to support us however you can by watching our videos, liking, commenting, and sharing. We do hope that you will start that garden one container at a time, and we will see you pretty soon. Bye bye for now.